There's no failure in sports. You know, there's good days, bad days. Some days you are able to be successful, some days you're not.
2 MVPs. 2 of the most dominant regular seasons the league had seen in a decade. And somehow, none of it mattered, because the one question nobody could answer was the only one anybody was asking. Could Giannis Antetokounmpo actually win when it counted? Every first-round exit, every playoff collapse, every moment he disappeared when the lights got brightest, had followed him all the way to the 2021 NBA Finals. The doubters had a case, and they knew it. The greatest player on the planet hadn't proven he could close, not once. Game 6 against the Suns was the moment everything either got answered or got worse, and the basketball world stopped to watch. And those doubts had been earned. In 2018, the Bucks got bounced in the first round by Boston, and Giannis looked every bit like a player who wasn't ready for that stage yet. Fine, he was young. Everyone wrote it off. Then 2019 happened, and nobody could write that one off.
Giannis on the break.
Giannis was the league MVP. The Bucks had home court. They jumped out to a 2-0 series lead over Toronto, and the Eastern Conference Finals felt like a formality. And then Kawhi Leonard happened. 4 straight losses, in his own building, in the biggest series of his life. The league MVP went 1 for 5 from the field in the fourth quarter of a must-win game. His only bucket came with more than 5 minutes left. The building was silent, and Giannis had no answers. Then 2020, Miami, second round. Gone again. 3 years, 3 different ways to come up short when everything was on the line. The pattern wasn't a narrative anymore. It was a documented record. And every time a new playoff run started, the same question was waiting at the end of it. What happens when Giannis gets there and the moment gets too big? And then it got worse. Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals against Atlanta. Giannis came down awkward and his knee bent backward. The arena went silent the way arenas only go silent when something has gone genuinely wrong. He curled up on the floor and didn't get up. Milwaukee fans understood what they were seeing. The doubters didn't need to say a word. The narrative was writing itself in real time. The moment gets too big and the body breaks. The initial fear was an ACL, the kind of injury that doesn't just end a season, it ends careers. When the tests came back, it was a hyperextension, severe but not torn. Giannis said later that if his leg had hyperextended one more time, he was done. 1 more degree, that was the margin. He wasn't supposed to return for weeks. Nobody was asking whether he would play in Game 6. The question was whether he would ever play again. The Bucks kept winning without him, closed out Atlanta, and somehow made the finals. And now the question everybody had been asking for 3 years was still sitting there, waiting. Except now, Giannis would have to answer it on one leg. 3 years of playoff heartbreak. A knee that bent the wrong way and nearly never bent back. And now, Game 6 of the NBA Finals with everything on the line. Was what Giannis did that night the greatest championship-clinching performance in NBA history? Drop it in the comments. Because what happened on that floor meant a lot more than just a box score. But this was never just about one game. Milwaukee hadn't won a championship since 1971. 50 years. An entire generation of fans who had never seen their team cut down the nets. And here were the Bucks, down 2-0 to Phoenix in the finals, needing to become just the 5th team in NBA history to win a title after losing the first 2 games. The odds were stacked. The city was watching. And the man they were counting on was playing on a knee that had no business being on a basketball floor. Think about what was sitting on Giannis' shoulders walking into that building. A city waiting 50 years for a moment like this. 3 years of playoff failures following him everywhere he went. A knee that bent the wrong way 2 weeks earlier. And an entire basketball world that had already decided what kind of player he was. If he failed here, it wasn't just a loss. It was confirmation. The superstar who couldn't close. The MVP who disappeared when everything was on the line. The generational talent who never figured out how to win the game that mattered most. Game 6 wasn't a basketball game anymore. It was a referendum on everything he had ever done and everything he would ever be remembered for. 5 minutes in, and it looked like the doubters were right. The shooting was ugly. Both teams were bricking threes, and the Bucks were playing tight. By halftime, Milwaukee was down 5, and the whispers were getting louder. Here we go again. Then the third quarter happened. 20 points in 12 minutes, on a knee held together by 1 degree of margin. From down 5 to tied heading into the fourth. He wasn't floating around the perimeter or settling for jump shots. He was attacking. 30 of his 50 points came in the paint, 10 for 12 in the restricted area. Another 17 from the free throw line. This wasn't a player trying to survive on one leg. This was a player who had decided that this city was not going to wait another 50 years because of him. Every time Phoenix made a run, he had an answer. Every time the moment threatened to swallow him whole, he took another step toward it instead of away from it. The knee held, the crowd rose, and somewhere in that third quarter, the entire conversation about Giannis Antetokounmpo changed forever. Because the doubts didn't disappear because of the number 50. They disappeared because of what it took to get there. 3 years of playoff failures, a knee that nearly ended everything, a city holding its breath for half a century, and one man who refused to let any of it be the reason. That night changed everything. Not just for Milwaukee, not just for the Bucks, for the way the basketball world talked about Giannis Antetokounmpo. Before Game 6, the conversation about where he stood among the all-time greats always had an asterisk. The MVPs were real. The dominance was real. But he hadn't done it when it mattered most, and everybody knew it. After Game 6, that asterisk was gone. Not faded, not softened, gone. He joined Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon as the only players in NBA history to win regular season MVP, Finals MVP, and Defensive Player of the Year. 3 names. That is the entire list. And the doubters who had spent 3 years building a case against him suddenly found themselves on the wrong side of history, trying to explain why a player who just delivered one of the greatest championship-clinching performances ever wasn't already being mentioned among the greatest to ever do it. There was no good answer. There still isn't. He was 26 years old. The superstar who couldn't close had just closed, on one leg, in front of a city that had been waiting 50 years for that exact moment. The narrative didn't just flip, it got obliterated. And the basketball world that had spent years asking whether Giannis could deliver when it mattered most got its answer that night in Milwaukee. 50 points worth of answer. Thanks for watching, and if you liked this video, you'll love this next one.